Once you have a VA rating for tinnitus, you'll be service connected and you'll receive 10%. More important than that, you can file secondary service connection claims for tinnitus. Veterans file claims for tinnitus by using a variety of different strategies. So there's different strategies. Outcomes are all over the board. But your claim's not like mine. Everything's different. But just here's a couple of examples, and mine's one of them. So, you worked on a flight line like I did. You're a cop. Everybody on the flight line, like the aircraft mechanics and the pilots and whatever, gas guy, everybody got hearing protection except for the cops. So I filed a claim and I explained that, I was on the flight line on an active runway during Desert Storm and in Panama. And for me, that was enough. I explained, where it started. I have current symptoms. And basically, I was able to make the case for myself, and it worked out. It's a ringing in your ears. It's like a perceived buzzing. It's like all in your head. It's subjective. Tinnitus changes. It causes depression, anxiety, migraines, could cause chronic pain. And you're dealing with all this kind of stuff. Some people get a doctor to diagnose them with tinnitus, and then they do the nexus. And this is the way to go in almost all VA claims. But in this case, the doctor's actually a bystander, right? He can't test you for tinnitus because there's no test. He's then saying that the thing that he didn't test you for, tinnitus, is a result of your active duty service. It's a wild way to do it, but it works because, VA raters like looking at diagnostic codes and independent medical opinions, and sometimes a VA rater will give it to you that way. So it's weird. Get it connected one way or another. The bottom line is whether you have a rating for tinnitus or not, you still have it. And you still have the secondaries. Whatever it causes to you, you have it. So without the rating, you can't file for the secondaries. So keep trying to figure it out. And then if something else comes up where you can, file your secondaries onto something else, that works as well. So let's get to the actual question here. And I saw this on a post, and it is, what is an example of how tinnitus impacts your daily life and ability to work? So here's some responses. They were like answers, they were statements, so it's just let them rip. The ringing drives me crazy and I'm irritated at everything, so I'm short with my wife. I also can't sleep. It affects every area of my daily life and my ability to work. So this is talking about, it's like he's literally like, it's driving me crazy. So you would want to tease that out. What is that? Anxiety crazy, depression crazy, like it needs to be a mental health condition. But again, talking about social and occupational impairment. Anxious, concentration issues, headaches, aggravation, irritation, task focus issues. Concentration's a common theme here, and it's with me as well. And I have concentration issues. I wonder if that's one of the factors for my tinnitus. Could be. Lack of being able to get a good night's rest makes you tired and irritable at work. Productivity can be affected. Absolutely. Another good thing to bring up is you need to have something else on at night for it to drown out the ringing. Doesn't really work, but it helps. That's what I was talking about. I always have like a fan on. I have this little white noise machine thing, and I sleep with the TV on a lot. Just something else. It doesn't, and he brings up a good point. It doesn't really work. So how it helps is instead of you just laying there with the TV on, it's like a distraction, so you can kind of focus on whatever's going on TV. Major depressive disorder, irritable with people at work and home, anger issues, migraine headaches, confusion, lightheadedness, loss of sleep, which affects every aspect of my life, loss of mental memory function due to depression, stress, and sleep deprivation. It may be 10%, but it could also lead to 100, and that is it right there. That's a good statement. So you need to figure out what's going on here, and get secondary claims into tinnitus, and that could lead to a 100% overall rating. Just starting on all built on winning your 10%. Claim for tinnitus. Makes it difficult to fall asleep. Not easy to do my job as a 911 dispatcher. My wife has to sit on my left in order for me to hear her. You just adapt to this stuff, right? So, hey, I can't hear you. I actually had selective listening going on with my wife as well. So there's that happening. Don't bullshit yourself. For me, it makes it difficult to sleep, but mainly it makes it difficult to concentrate. This was especially true when I was studying for school. So when you're working and you know your job, you can kind of do it, if you're experienced or whatever. But yeah, school, you're like learning and you gotta like really concentrate. Like I suck at math, like once I got into algebra, I was like, holy shit, X times Y squared to whatever it is. So I'm like, I can't even get it, but this buzzing around just made it worse. Inability to concentrate while driving your car down the road. I'd turn up Van Halen personally, but I get it. It sounds like a tuning fork. That's a good one. Ding! Those things just ring forever. So that's a good way to explain it. Mine's like a slow roar of a jet engine that never stops. It's just totally different, right? High-pitched ringing that causes headaches, irritability.